I called this place that was like 5 minutes away from where, or I didn't call them. I drove over there. And this place had good reviews. They talk about how specializing in vegan pastries and all this other stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm trying to get some donuts for my coworkers this morning. One of them's vegan. I want to make sure I get all of them. I hit all the dots. Then I head over there, and the place is shut down. Like, it says that they're open on Google. They got freaking reviews going out for them. And when I mean shut down, I'm not talking about like closed because of like COVID or they're doing curbside pickup or something like that. No, like the building is up for lease. I was like, okay, well, I know this other place that's in downtown. It's a 20-minute drive. I'll go over there. I got some time. I can still make it. So I'm like, but I don't want to drive somewhere. Why is chat not working, by the way? What the heck is up with this? There we go. What's that other thing that's behind chat? You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it right now. But I don't want to go to another place that is like shut down. So I call them. Like I go. I get it. Someone picks up. Hello. And I'm like, hey, yeah, well, you're open. That's a good sign. That's a plus. Okay. You guys do vegan donuts, right? And they're like, oh yeah, we do vegan donuts. Oh, we do them every day except for Fridays. You do them. This is me. You do them every day except for Fridays? Yeah, every day except for Fridays. I'm like, fuck! Close the door. It's Friday. It's freaking Friday. The only other vegan place 20 minutes away, 20 minutes from where I live, about a 30-minute drive from my job. I was like, I just needed one vegan donut. But all hope's not lost. All hope is not lost. So I text up my vegan coworker. I'm like, and a couple seconds later, so whoop, I get a message. I'm like, hey, I know you like boba tea. If you could have a boba tea for breakfast, what would you have? I'm like, look at me, I'm gonna save the day. She's a morning person. She's up. She's always on work on time. It's 30 minutes before she has to clock in. I know for a fact she's awake. She texts me back. I'm like, she's like, oh yeah, I like fruity drinks, strawberry, lychee. I'm like, I got this. I go to this donut shop that also serves boba tea. It's a donut shop that serves boba tea. And so I drive on over there, right? I start my car again for like the third time. Get on over there. I go over there. I'm like, I realize boba tea, like the main like selling point of boba tea is that it says milk tea. I'm like, that ain't vegan. So I go over to the lady. I'm walking. So I need 24 donuts. I mean, they got some fancy donuts. They got donuts with M&Ms on them. They got donuts with strawberries sticking out of them. They got donuts with bacon. I'm talking bacon on them. All right. They got donuts with cereal, Lucky Charms and Fruity Pebbles mixed together. I haven't mixed cereals since I was 12 years old, and they got it on a donut. So I'm like, yo, give me a dozen of regular donuts, right? Because I don't know what my coworker's like. So give me a dozen, and then give me a dozen of these donuts. And she's like, well, those are premium donuts. I'm like, oh, well, you know, yo, premium me up, because I'm about to, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that one. But, so I go, I'm like, all right, so there's a bit of a language barrier, okay? I'm like, I want the boba tea. I want the straw. She wants something fruity. Can I get that in tea form? And she's like, no, we do smoothies. I was like, okay. Can I get is there dairy? Is there dairy in there? Is it vegan? Is it vegan safe? Like, how do you... I've never had to order, like, vegan before. You know, I just look at something and I eat it. Now I'm trying to be, like, conscious. I'm like, oh my gosh, this isn't going in my body. This is going in someone else's body. And, like, I you know, you can't just put foreign objects in people's bodies. So I'm like, I'm sitting here. I'm just like... I'm like, and I'm Googling while I'm talking to them while they're grabbing my donuts, and I'm just like, and there's people behind me. I'm like, so I'll take that. And I'm like, all right, so boba's a good option, but the milk part's not. So you need to get and I'm like, all right, let's just give me the smoothie. Is the smoothie got any? And I'm watching her make the smoothie. And I'm sitting over here just like, okay, she's putting in that ingredient. I'm like, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. I have to make sure that this is vegan smoothie. Okay, we whip up the smoothie. That's not the sound of a blender, but and so I get that. Cash out. Ching. I'm not gonna tell you how much I spent on donuts. And then I go to work. As I'm rereading, I'm like driving. And I get to my job, right? I get to my job and I look at the text messages again, and I'm like, she said nothing about a smoothie. And then the lights start to like blink. I'm like, oh, when she said fruity tea, she meant like a tea that could have boba in it with strawberry flavoring. What I got her did not resemble that at all. So I go in there, I bring in the donuts, and I was like, hey, and she was like, to her credit, she was an amazing sport about it. She didn't expect me to bring anything for her in the first place. Then again, not a lot of people expect me to bring a lot of things in. But so I go in, I'm like, I was like, I think I messed up. Here's the smoothie. It turns out I put jellies in. I put like the strawberry jelly in there for her because she wanted strawberries. But it wasn't plant-based. The jelly can be dairy-based. I've never had dairy-based Jello before. I thought jelly. You thinking jelly? Jelly can't be dairy-based. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was like, next time, I'm not gonna try to go get donuts on Fridays. Saturdays. Saturdays. Gelatin, animal bone in it. Oh. Well, good on her for knowing that. You tried so hard. I really did. I felt so bad. But I ended up getting a strawberry boba smoothie out of it. So